there, this is Tracy, and today I would like to talk to you about an exercise that I was asked to do this week, and I really think that it's helped me try to really understand my past a little bit better. And I'm going to give you my results, and it's the mission was to make a video to tell myself, my younger self, what would I tell that Tracy when she was 4, 6, whatever. I'm going to do that right now. Dear Tracy, this is your grown-up self. I'm 55 years young, and I've come back from the future to tell you some things that you might want to think about when you're younger. I think I'm going to start at the age 6. And I'm going to tell myself that my mother and my father did not break up because of anything that I did. I can release that guilt. It wasn't your fault. If I talked to my Tracy at age 8, I would tell her to remember and really pay attention. An 8-year-old doesn't have a long attention span, but one day your father is going to come over, and that's going to be the last time that you see him. If you don't remember putting that much attention on it, it's okay. But if you can hear this before you turn 8 and before you learn that your father will never be seen again, would you spend that time differently? Would you put down the Barbie and then just talk to Daddy for a few minutes? At age 10, I would tell myself that I'm not too skinny, and my teeth are going to get straightened out, so it will all be okay. By the time I'm 12, I want to tell myself that the people that I'm meeting today, the friends that I am going to meet, are going to be there for the rest of my life. Pay attention. It's okay to get the bad ones and make them go away. You might not know that, but if you have people that aren't good in your life, it's okay for letting them go. You have that right. You don't have to hold on to anyone. They're not your father, and they're not coming back. It's good. Pick the good ones and keep them forever, okay? To my 15-year-old self, I'd like to say, I know that you're thinking about not doing well in school just to get any kind of attention out of your parents. But I want you to know that even though you pretended not to listen, you were listening. And here you are, your older self. And guess what? You're smart. So why not shine for that? And not for their attention, but for you. Because the things that you learn, like spelling, which I suck at now, it would really help you in life if you paid more attention in school. To my 16-year-old self, I'd like to say, open your eyes. You're kind of living in a fairy tale. And when you grow up, you're going to find out that there's always an evil queen or a bad guy, a monster. You're going to find that out. And the life that you lead right now on paper, love that term, it looks good. But I want you to open your ears. Open your ears when you're home. People fighting is not normal. Siblings not talking to one another, it's not normal. And I want you to try to unite you and your sisters, because together as a whole unit of sisters, you're going to be able to change the path of your life. Because I'm sorry to tell you, but your mother was a narcissist. It's not her fault. We know how she grew up. but she's going to try to pull your sisters and you apart because she's not going to be able to love more than one at a time or pretend that she does. She's really sucking energy out of them and you. Someday, she'll be gone like she is right now. And the one regret would be that you always just wanted her to love you. And that's exactly what your sisters have too. So if you can unite your sisters, then you will always have a family. Don't let her pull that apart. To my 18-year-old self, I'd like to say, who the hell knows what they're going to do for the rest of their life when they're 18? Don't judge yourself because you didn't know how your life was going to turn out. I want you to think of every single job that you are going to have and know that it will have a purpose in your life. Whether you bake wedding cakes or you scoop ice cream when you're 16, you're going to learn to be a really good mom. If you like to do crafts and arts, that's going to help you be a good mother. If you're creative, you're going to learn and be an interior designer. And if you're smart, you're going to learn to market, to make websites, to help people, because that is going to be your destiny until it's not. To my 20-year-old self, I'd like to say to find self-respect. If you don't start to value yourself now more than others, someday it's going to backfire. Learn what self-love is. Learn boundaries. Boundaries are really important. And sweetie, by the time you're 55, you don't know them. You're going to end up being what they call a people pleaser. And a people pleaser isn't a bad person. It's not a mental disorder. It does stem from your need to be loved when you are a child. And you just want to make everyone happy. If you make everyone happy, then they will love you. If you make everyone happy, then you are being a good girl. So know that you have to respect yourself and you have to love yourself as much as you ever loved anyone else. To my 30-year-old self, I'd like to tell her that she's going to marry a man, and there's a reason. There's a gift, but you're not there to stay. You're there with a purpose. Your 20-year-old self, she was fun, she was wild. But when you met and married your first husband, he taught you a lot about life. He gave you the greatest gift, your son. Don't feel bad that that wasn't good enough. It was a step in your life. So don't make another bad choice because you think that you're unlovable. To my 33-year-old self, I'd like to say you are going to be a great mother. You're only going to have one child, but your motto and your mantra about that, whenever you talk about this wonderful child, is going to be that you had the best, so there was no reason for the rest. He's a special boy, you're blessed, and he will love you forever. To my 40-year-old self, I'd like to say, remember that thing about the fairy tales and the illusion of your actual life and things that were happening that you just didn't even really think about? That comes back to you because you make a choice in your 40s. it's a blind choice. It really is. You didn't do it on purpose. You didn't really know that people could be unlike you. You didn't know that they could lie and hurt you and live false lives. You know, I just want you to know that there are people out there. Learn about this. They're called narcissists. And they're very dangerous. But there may be a reason that you had to go through that marriage. There may be a light at the end of the tunnel for you if you treat it differently. If you learn that bubbles and beautiful things aren't love. If you learn that just because someone says they have class, but they don't. You want to learn to listen to people's actions more than their words, because Tracy, you trust them and you want to be trusted, and people can trust you, and you think that's how everyone is, but there's some stuff that's happened in your life earlier, and if you learn some of those lessons, the path might change. It might not. And you might end up exactly where you are today, making a YouTube video in your kitchen on a Saturday afternoon. But if I look back at my life, everything happened for a reason. And I do believe with all my heart that I am here to help people now. I am here to do what I can to educate people, young and old. Make a movement. Maybe all of us who have been affected can make a stand. Maybe all of us can change the face of our children. If they can learn about narcissists and personality disorders, what a codependent is, self-love, wouldn't that be awesome? Lessons tend to repeat themselves unless you learn them. And this is really good advice, little Tracy. I don't care how old you were. You have the strength, you have the brains to have more respect for yourself. Don't be tricked. Don't be a target, because if you don't learn these things, you are going to be a target, and it's not a pretty thing. You're going to find out your whole life was a lie. But you know what? From this day forward, when I'm making this video to my little Tracy, from this day forward, you're going to be so much stronger. And you're going to have a happy ending because you love the right person, finally. You love yourself, Tracy. If you could have done this like 30 years earlier, oh my God, that would have been awesome. That's all I got.